All right, I've been asked to have a look at Theta 14.06, question 20. This is an algebraic fraction. We're to simplify it. And I'm looking at this and I'm already noticing some really useful features that are going to make our lives a little bit more simple. The denominator here is the same as the combined denominators here. And by that I mean, if you were to multiply these two together, you'd get this. In other words, a little sidebar over here. I've got an x plus 3, and I'm going to multiply that by an x plus 2. I've got an x times x is an x squared. A 3 times 2 is a 6, and a 3x and a 2x is a 5x. And we end up with the same thing. So we can just combine these two and then take that answer and combine it with this. Now, the thing I think a lot of people tend to have trouble with is the minus here. What does that really mean? And there's a number of ways you could actually do this that could actually simplify it for you. One of them is just to swap these two around if it makes more sense to you. In other words, let's imagine you had an equation, and another little sidebar over here. Let's say you had 7 plus, let's see, negative 9, yeah? Or you had 9 plus 7. It really makes no difference. 7 minus 9 or negative 9 and 7 is still going to equal negative 2. So we could take this, we could swap these around. It wouldn't make any difference to the equation. So I could, if you like, go 5x on x squared plus 5x plus 6. And then I go plus 4 over x plus 2, and then subtract the 2, x plus 3, and it really makes no difference. It's the same thing. But it is written in this order, so let's just do it that way, just to make to be consistent with what's there, because it's really not necessary to take this step here. So here let's go back to the original here. Here it is, 5x on x squared plus 5x plus 6. And I've got a minus a 2x plus 3, and I've got a plus 4 on x plus 2. So I'm going to rewrite this bit here because we need that. It's a 5x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now I'm going to take this here and I'm going to combine these because really this is just a negative 2. So you just make a plus, make that negative 2 if you like. Same thing. Plus just means and. So let's just do that now. I'm going to go plus long vinculum. This times this we've already established is equal to this thing here. But I'll write it out just for fun. X plus 3, x plus 2. In other words, I'm multiplying the two denominators. Then I'm multiplying this numerator by this denominator, which is going to be negative 2 times x plus 2. I've got a plus in the middle, and I'm going to have a 4 times this one here. 4 times x plus 3. All right, next line, what do we end up with? Well, we've got the same thing here again. There's a 5 and an x squared plus 5x plus 6. On the bottom here, we've still got an x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now I've just expanded this out in the normal way. Now we're going to multiply all this out. We'll expand this out. Well, negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 2 is going to be negative 4. Then, of course, I've got a plus 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times 3 is plus 12. All right, let's simplify all that lot. So now we've got the same denominator. So I can just use long vinculum. There it is. I put my x squared plus 5x plus 6 on the bottom. Excuse me, folks. I'm going now with a bit of a croaky throat here, a bit of a cold, I think. Now, if you really don't want to make life awfully awkward for yourself, you could multiply this by this, you could multiply this by this, and you could multiply this by this, and you could end up with a single line. I'm not going to do it. You really don't want to combine these two. It's just, you'll end up the same place, but again, you really don't want to. I think it's appropriate here because you want the same denominator. But here you've got the same denominator, so all you have to do is just add this to all of that. Well, let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to have a 5, a plus, Or you can just leave the minus there. In fact, let's just do that. Yeah. Now, we don't need brackets, by the way, around this because I've already resolved all the details here. Yeah, I got rid of that when I had the brackets here. But I'm going to end up with a minus. And let's see what I've actually got here. In fact, I don't even need the minus. I'll make that a plus because I could just take the negative 2x and the positive 4x. Well, 4x minus 2x is just plus 2x. I got a minus 4 and a positive 12. That's just going to be a plus 8. So, looking at the answer there, okay, so all I need to do now is I'm going to say, well, sorry, this was a 5x. Crikey, look at that for a mistake, will you? 5x, 5x, 5x. That would have been a mistake to make, I'll tell you. So take those two, combine them together, and now I've got a 7x plus 8, all on x squared plus 5x plus 6. And that is the answer. Sorry about making that mistake. I actually completely missed it. I was such a hurry to write that down. I missed the x completely. Of course, by here it would have been a bit of a tragedy trying to add those together. So hopefully that makes sense. Any questions, let me know.